going to use the Sale-a-bration Sunshine and Rainbows paper. This chart makes me happy. I could just hang this up in my stamp room and look at it and be happy all the time. So this is the paper we're going to use. It is a free choice during Sale-a-bration when you place a $50 order in my online store, or call me and have me order it for you. I'm happy to do that for you. This is one of the options of something you can choose. It's a set of 48 6x6 papers, and these are all of them, both sides. These are all the coordinating colors that are in the package, which is, look at that, that's amazing. So we're going to do a cute little card using that. And this is a stamp set that is free for a $50 order during Sale-a-bration called Driving By. And I think it is so cute. I just love these little vehicles. I'm not a great colorer, but these are not very much to color. And so I find them really fun to kind of play around with. I'm not great at like shading and all that kind of stuff. I can color, but I'm not good at the shading part. So for me, I don't really feel like I have to be good at the shading to color these little cute vehicles, so I'm not. Anyway, this particular stamp right here, this little VW bug, I am going to most likely cut that apart if I can. I'm going to try. It was free for $50, so if I screw it up, I'll probably be sad, but I'm going to try. I might be able to cut right through because there is like a little space in between there, because I don't know if I'm always going to want to use this card with presents on the top. And if I feel like I can't get it done, then I'm just going to use tape to mask it off, because I have a feeling I'm going to want to use this card without the presents all the time. So if I can't get it cut apart, or I don't feel like I can get that done, I'm just going to use a piece of tape and do some masking that way. So anyway, same thing with the balloons. You can totally mask those off as well. So our card is going to be using both of these items. And here's another stamp set that is not a Sale-a-bration item. This is just in the catalog. So cute. We're going to use this little cloud and this little sun on our card. And just in case you were wondering, this is the stamp set and set of dies. It's sold as a bundle that coordinates with this paper. So if you buy the bundle, I believe it's probably a $50 bundle, you can get the paper for free. So that's our papers. So I have already taken the liberty of die cutting something, because my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is clear over there in my stamp room. And it is this die here. And you can see my die is kind of bent. I don't know if this happens to you guys ever, but this is how I kind of fix it. I'm very gentle. Let me say that right in the beginning. I'm very gentle, but I kind of put my fingers on the back, my thumbs on the front, and I just kind of, I'm pushing with my thumbs backwards, but my fingers are there to kind of not let it go too far. So I don't, see how I straighten that? So that I don't go too far and, you know, bend it back the other way or something like that. So this is a little trick that you can use to kind of fix, quote unquote, your dies. Just be very, very gentle. Okay, this is going to be our inside piece. So always got to have some fun on the inside. Outside pieces, we have Melon Mambo as our main card base layer. This, I can't remember, so let's measure it. It is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2, and then this is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. Okay, so I need to bring my 6x6 piece of paper back in here, because I'm going to do a tiny bit of stamping on this layer, but I'm going to use Versamark for my little sun and my cloud from the KITE set. So here, we're going to put a sun in the corner. Pretty simple. I'm sure you can see that. Versamark. I was going to use my Mango Melody pad, but I made this card as a swap, so I've made a bunch of them. But it just, it was too dark. I didn't like the darkness of it. So I kind of liked it to be a little bit less bold. And so I have found that this Versamark works better. Ooh. I put a few clouds, not very many, because I'm going to have my little label here is going to go over. So I'm going to cover most of that up. So you can see I don't need a whole lot, although I might have one. I might put one just so it's just at the top of this paper. So try that. Did I get it or did I not? Tiny little bit, that's all I really wanted. And then I might do a tiny one up here. Okay, so then we've got that done. So then I need to bring in my black memento, and I'm going to stamp, I'm going to ink up the card. This is probably the stamp set that I was most excited about when I saw the Sale-a-bration stamp sets. I just love this. I think it's so cute. It's kind of nostalgic for me, this kind of Barbie, you know, this little Barbie sports car. And then of course the VW Bug. Who doesn't want, who doesn't want a VW Bug? I always did. I never got one. But anyway, let's see. So I've got that stamped. I actually have another one stamped because sometimes if I don't wait enough time to color it, it will smear. So I stamped that a few hours ago, so it's ready to go. So here it is. And here are the colors that I'm going to use to color it. I've got a dark polished pink, light granny apple green, dark daffodil, light navy, light so saffron, light pool party, and the two, oh no, this says gray granite. That's not what I wanted. I wanted smoky slate. Hold on. Dark and light smoky slate, not gray granite. Okay. So I'm going to use the dark polished pink, and I'm going to color the car. And I did learn something in coloring this car as many times as I did for my swap. If I rotate my cardstock, that was helpful to me to get, because some of these little spots on the car are small. So if I rotated it so that I can still sort of see, because sometimes my hand will get in the way when I'm coloring, I've noticed. And so I don't like that, because then I can't see. And then it's like I said, I'm not the world's greatest colorer anyway. And so, yeah, there's a lot of people that are very good at coloring, and they do such a fantastic job, and they're shading, and oh my gosh, I'm not one of those people. Then I've got the light Night of Navy, and I'm going to do this balloon with that. And then I have, this is the dark daffodil. I think I wanted the light daffodil. What am I doing? Where's my, there we go. Yes, I wanted the light. So I'm going to do this one here. And then my granny apple green is going to be my other one. So I have found that to darken some of these, because when I use the dark, well, I can show you. The dark one, to me, was way too dark. See how much darker that is than my yellow? So I just went over it twice with my light, and it's the perfect color. So I'm going to go over this again with my light granny apple green, and I'll show you what the dark looked like. They were just too dark, I felt. You know, they weren't going, see, it's not a whole lot of difference, but it was enough that I didn't like it. So there you go. Okay, so then I have dark smoky slate. And I'm going to do the tire here, the outside. This is like one of those, you know, white rim tires. So it's kind of fancy. So we're going to do the dark on the tire itself. And then we'll do the lighter gray for the rim. Okay. And we'll get that. And you can see I'm not perfect at staying in the lines. And that's probably just because I'm live, you know. When you're live, you get a little nervous. The light so saffron will be for the headlight. And then I just forgot, I need to do these two little bumper pieces with my smoky slate. And there it is. So there's my cute little car. I also have a little sentiment that's in the set that says, "Aw, thanks," which is really cute. So we're going to ink that up. And we'll try to get that. Make sure I have it going right, because I'm too lazy to put the labels on. As you can see. There it is. And then I have the light pool party to just kind of add a tiny bit of like ground. And I know pool party probably isn't the best for the ground, but I didn't want to have it be so dark that it, you know, I felt like the pool party was light enough to mimic the ground, but yet dark enough to ground it. So that's why I did that. Okay. So I think we have everything stamped that we need to have stamped. And so we can do our assembly. I've also got this denim ribbon, which I thought was really cute. So let me add some seal to this paper. And this striped paper, like I told you before, I just love multiple bright, happy colors. They make me happy. If you've got nothing else to do and you can hit that thumbs up button, that would be awesome. need to cut a little bit of ribbon here, and I'm just going to kind of cover the seam with this. Oh, here was my little piece of tape that I used. I'll just tear it in half and use it on this. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this around and attach it to the back. That I don't mind cutting paper with. I try to keep one of my paper snips scissors. I mean, I probably have 10 pairs of paper snips, but I try to keep one for ribbon only. And so I do have like the silver Sharpie that are an asterisk on there so that I know that it's my ribbon scissor and not to, you know, cut paper with it, because if you cut paper with ribbon scissors, well, we all know it's just like fabric scissors that your mother used to have, and whoa, don't even look at those because you will be in big trouble. I know it happened in my house. Don't look at the fabric scissors. Of course, that was back in the day when, you know, moms made your clothing out of polyester. Yikes. I had a lot of polyester pants and matching shirts that my mom made for me. And I look back at pictures and I just laugh. And obviously it was the style and she did a nice job and all that stuff, but it still makes me laugh. Okay. Get that centered as best we can. And then this little guy is going to go right there. So cute. And you know what? This card is so cute that I'm not even going to, I'm going to use minis. I'm not even going to add any embellishments. See, I'm going to try to, because this particular die cuts like slits in the paper. And it's nice if you want to run ribbon or something through, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try to almost like glue this together with dimensionals so that it doesn't come apart. So I'm just kind of pressing it together with my dimensionals. And then I'm not adding a huge amount of bulk to the card, you know, because they're just little baby dimensionals. And then they'll kind of straddle the ribbon too, so that'll be good. All right, use my non-existent fingernails to pick off these bits. Yeah, I'm not a fingernail person either. I don't know. It's a lot of maintenance and I'm just not about it. Okay, there we go. Yes, look at that. How cute is that? I hope you guys like it. I thought it was adorable when I got done making it. I was going to try to stamp the balloons. Okay, let's try it. We'll see. We've got the paper in there, but you know, sometimes Barb is able to work some magic. Sometimes Barb isn't, but we're going to try. So I need to clean off this stamp, get it all nice and clean. Okay, I think it's clean. And I'm going to, well, we call this slapping it or spanking it to get it dry. And then I'm going to try. So I'm going to try to mask off the card. I don't want all the strings. I just want the balloons, because my plan was to kind of stamp them like right down here. So I'm going to try to do that. So I'm going to use this scratch paper and I'm going to cover up my designer series paper there so I don't get it inky. And we'll see what happens. Okay. So we are going to ink up the balloons. And I need to see first like how I need to angle this to get them. I think it's just, I think like that. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to ink them up again. So now, of course, the most important part about masking is remove the tape or the Post-it or whatever it is that you use. Okay. So I've got my designer series paper covered, hopefully. And oh, look at that. Beautiful. Oh, and then you have to get rid of the tape without getting it on your fingers. Okay, so then what I can do is I can, well, I'll try to do this without making a mess because I just stamped it, so it might not like me at the moment. But we're going to try to color this in and not touch the black really if we can. And then we can add a little balloon to the inside. Not that, you know, you always have a balloon in a thank you card, but I can do what I want, right? It's my card. There. So in case you happen to, oh, you know what else I wanted to tell you guys? This is another fantastic tip. Okay, so the card's done. So I'm sure you all, most of you probably use Memento ink. It's just a popular ink. We all use it. So I have more than one. So you might notice when you use Memento, you know, you get this red all around the edge of your, you know, because when you're opening and closing it, you're touching the pad and whatever. And so then sometimes it can get messy and you can get ink on your fingers because you've touched the lid. So this is what I do. I use a baby wipe. I just happen to have some baby wipes here because I'm messy. And what I do is I take my lid and I wipe the whole thing, or wipe around the whole edge using my wipe so that this is nice and clean now. But that's not all you have to do, because the base is also dirty, and especially down here in these ridges, it gets really black. So if you take your wipe and you go around the ridges, that's how you can kind of clean your pad so it doesn't get ink all over you. And you have to do it, I don't know, every so often, because, you know, every time you open and close the lid, it seems like you probably touch the pad. So there. So this is what I do every so often. And look at all that. Just from the edges of this pad, I have gotten all that ink off. So that's a little tip for you guys.